We are Somalis, not black. There, I said it. Alright?
Black, we're not Arab, we're Somali. Let me start off by why we're not black. This is black, this is brown, and there's not a single person in the world that's this skin color. Do your research. Black is the absence of color. It's what you get when there's no color. It's what you get when you turn off the light.
Somalis are not black.
Business leaders and youth leaders from the Somali community and from the Muslim community in Minnesota. And we're gathered here today to fully support and endorse President Trump.
Trump is about to deport hundreds of Somali Americans right now.
Hold on, Pete, man. Sorry.
I remember when they was telling black Americans that they could get deported. Remember? 5 minutes later.
When they're saying they're going to deport me, knowing full well that you cannot deport an American citizen.
Now, if Ilhan Omar, a Somalian refugee, can't get deported, a black American most definitely can't get deported.
The Somalians should be out of here. Somalia is considered by many to be the worst country on earth. We're going to go the wrong way if we keep taking in garbage into our country. Ilhan Omar is garbage. She's garbage.
There's a huge uproar in the United States of America as President Donald Trump turns his sight on the Somali community in the U.S. There are about 80,000 Somali people living in the U.S., and many of them are conservatives, and they voted for Donald Trump to become president. But it seems he's not happy with the behavior of one of the Ilhan Omar. And as a result, he wants him out. Will black Americans come to the aid of the Somalis in the U.S.? Is there a relationship between these two black communities in the U.S.? Let's see.
He says black Americans don't know their fathers.
African Americans, they don't even know their fathers. They don't even know their fathers. It was all of them, most of them were the product of one night stand. One night stand. They will tell you, I don't know my father. Well, who named you? Whose name are you carrying? Well, my mother chose his name for me. You know, I don't know. Is that what we want for our ummah? No. كلهم أو معظمهم أبناء الزنا.
I keep screaming this from every mountaintop I can. That's Hassan Ali, and this is Ilhan Omar. We know who Ilhan Omar. Hassan is the president or prime minister of Somalia. They had a roundtable meeting with nothing but Africans talking about getting in to American politics, but understanding that they are 100% Somalian and they will never change. Now, in this clip that I'm about to show, Mr. Ali, Hassan Ali, is talking, and he's letting it be known that Ilhan Omar is there to take a black American seat in Congress.
All right, so we are here with
Kana.
Beautiful Kana. The first question is, what nationality would you never date and why?
Somalian. Somalia.
Why?
Because they don't like us black people, innit? And they're black themselves and they're confused. You understand? When you ask a Somalian man what ethnicity they are, they say Somalian.
Most Somalis will not identify themselves as black, but they will, however, identify themselves as a Somali.
The Somalia is not ethnicity, it's a country. So I have Somalian friends,
yeah,
and I'll tell them this, and they know it's true. And they will tell me about it. If I go with my group of black friends, they will tell me what the other Somalian group is saying about us. I heard about Jared, Jared, whatever it's called, West African or whatever, but they're really saying, what you doing with that black thing? And I'm not trying to part with that. You like me, does your mum like me though? Exactly.
I feel like Somali people are saying, the people that are saying that they're not black, they're comfortable with the whole world to identify as black and white, but they're just saying, we as Somalis, we are the secular, we are the chosen people, we will have our own group and we're Somalis. So you're black, you're white, you're black, you're white, you're black. No, you're Somali.
I am Somali.
You're black, you're white, you're black, you're white, but you're Somali.
No, but
well, we are Somali.
They saying
if you had to go into black or white, which are you choosing?
Obviously, I'm gonna be
That's
black,
what I'm saying. So you're a black African Somali woman.
Are Somalis black?
Yeah, they say they're not black.
Some of them, yeah.
Somalis are not black.
There's a difference between African and black.
They're delusional. That's what it is. It's just delusion. Listen, back home, nobody wants to be black. They don't want to be black. That's just how they are. They think, I don't know, what are you then if you're not black? Because there's only a few things you could be. Asian, white, and it's only like the people from back home.
Their argument is that like when people say black, they usually refer to like African American or like Caribbean.
Yeah, that's why, but that's the thing. They just don't want to be Jamaican. Like they hate Caribbean.
There's a beef there. There definitely is a beef.
Why is there such a beef between people of African descent? Why do Somali people say they're not black? Is it because they're not black, or because they choose to identify ethnically, not as a color? Or is it deeper than that? Who are the Somali?
Why do Somalis have such a special look? Their ancestors don't all come from Africa. Somalis form a major group from the Horn of Africa, with a population of over 25 million. They have been in the region for thousands of years, but their ancestry might be tied to another continent. The majority of Somali DNA is local, as they are a mix of mostly Nilotic admixture, with some ancient hunter-gatherer heritage. Now, the remaining ancestry is linked to Asia. Somalis have an important Middle Eastern input, making up around 1/3 of their DNA. This is linked to an ancient migration from the Near East. So which ethnic groups are the closest to Somalis? Their ethnicity is quite isolated genetically, but some African people are still pretty similar. They can mostly be found in neighboring Ethiopia, with the Oromo having the closest genetic profile.
Why do most Somalis choose not to identify as black? Is it self-hatred or is it historical?
Let's talk about why Somalis say, oh no, we're not black. As a Somali who does claim her blackness, I want to explain this with love. Because that statement comes from history, survival, and sometimes pain. First, Somalia isn't a part of the Western world. In Somalia, a deeply homogenous community, there's no reason to say you're black. Everyone looks like you. For example, like Nigeria, people identify by tribe or nation, not race. Race, as a qualifier especially, only becomes relevant to most Africans when they leave their country and step into a world that sees them through that lens. During colonization, Europeans didn't just divide our land, they divided our identities. Somalis were mistakenly told, ooh, you look different. You're closer to Arab. You're better. Those lies that were told by whiteness seeded the anti-blackness that still lingers today. And because Somalia was not colonized in the exact same way as other African countries, many Somalis grew up thinking that blackness was synonymous with oppression, something to escape, not embrace. But Western propaganda is global, honey. So in the same way that they show African Americans or all Americans in general that Africans are barbaric and starving, they show African Americans to the rest of the world as lazy thugs who are not to be trusted, violent. Many Somalis arrive here as refugees and want to rebuild their lives and think, if I distance myself from this label, maybe I'll be safe. There's still no excuse. My own mother, who struggles with anti-blackness and hates my dark skin, would always tell me, don't be a yo-yo, don't be a yo-yo. It's pure ignorance, but it stems from fear and lies. Here's the truth. African Americans are the moral backbone of this country. Every right, every protection, every piece of good experience that you are having in America was built through their blood, sweat, and tears. Their resistance, their strategic organizing, their sacrifice, it's the only reason why we have a foothold here today.
Alright, everyone is keep asking, why don't Somalis want to identify as black? It's simple. The term black was never a word to begin with. Yeah. The term black, it didn't come from Africa. It came from America. Hello. Right? It was designed to separate slaves from Europeans. It was not designed to celebrate identity. It was to control it. Yeah. So when Somalis came to the West, we didn't suddenly become black. We were labeled. Alright? Imposed. And we embrace it. Chill like that. Chill like that. Sheesh. Somalis had identity before race. Alright? Our identity comes from our ancestors, not appearance. Yeah. Alright? Blackness is a Western category. Somalia is a civilization. Big difference.
Somali people believe that they're not black, yeah? But can I say something, yeah? You know, like, there's like this whole stigma, right, yeah? Where Somali people believe that they're not black, yeah? Because, what you call it, they like to like, just they love the close proximity to whiteness, right? Yeah. I can't stand Arabs. No comment, blood. Because
they like being so close to that thing.
You think I'm gonna deny my West African brother, my South African brother, my East African brother? Yeah, like you think I'm gonna deny my Africans and my Caribbeans and that? Yeah, and claim the Arab man.
No, but you know, so funny. You're so quick to be like, first of all, okay?
Religion, that we share the same religion. Do you know how many Africans are Muslim, blood?
Yeah. But
Wallah, I clock Somalis, yeah. Us Somalis, we actually have an identity crisis. Because one day we're not black. Like, I'll be chatting to one of my Somali friends. He'll be like, yeah, he's black. Then I'll look at my other friend. He'll be like, no, I'm not black. Like, why are you then? Don't say the M word. Don't even say it. And do you know what clock as well? Yeah, it's the darkest Somalis that say they're not black. It'll be the dark ones. It'll be the dark ones. No, I'm not black, bro. I'm not black. You know what? Yeah, who cares? Who cares if you're black or not? Wallah, who cares? Every black people use Vaseline. So why do Somalis use Vaseline? I don't see any Caucasian person using Vaseline in their face. So when you're writing your ethnicity on a job application, for example, it says black British, black Somali. The first word is black. So you guys are black. Please stop it, guys. I'm done with this. We are black.
But is it true? Do all Somali people identify as non-black? What does Ilhan Omar have to say about it? And why does Trump hate her?
Don't need their people coming into our country telling us what to do.
When you talk about
I'm talking about like Somalia, where you have a congressman goes around telling everybody about our constitution.
Why do you think Nancy Mace is targeting you as much as she is?
It's an easy clickbait. There is a lot of hate in this country for Muslims. There's a lot of hate in this country for black people, especially black women. And there is a lot of hate, severe hate, for immigrants. And so I fit them all. And I was, of course, born in Somalia, which the president likes to mention. And I'm also proud of my Somali heritage, and that is not something that they can take away from me.
I don't want them in our country, I'll be honest with you, okay? Somebody would say, oh, that's not politically correct. I don't care. I don't want them in our country. Their country's no good for a reason. Their country stinks, and we don't want them in our country. I could say that about other countries, too. I can say it about other countries, too. We don't want them to hell. We have to rebuild our country. You know, our country's at a tipping point. We could go bad. We're at a tipping point.
What now? The President of the United States has problems with the Somali community, and black Americans don't want to come to their corner either. It seems like a TYLA story all over again, a singer from South Africa who refused to be identified as black until she was forced to do so by pressure. Africans from the continent share the same sentiment as African Americans about the Somali people, even though many Somalis like Miss Omar has always referred to herself as black. What's going on?
I don't think you are going to be happy with me, but let me start. Somalis deny Africanity. They do not want to be identified as African. They want to be Arabs. And the Arabs are pushing them. There's a dilemma here. You see, there's identity crisis here now. I don't have identity crisis. I'm an African, and there are so many Africans in Africa. I don't have identity crisis. You can call me whatever you want. But I have identity. You do not have identity now because the Arabs have refused you. They are telling you, Ya Abid. And you're better off to accept me as your brother rather than going to an Arab. So, we called Somalis, in that article, Africanity by accident of geography. This group consists of those who happen to be in Africa without their wish to be there. Individuals who found themselves living in the continent by virtue of circumstances beyond their control. In other words, circumstantial Africans. Members of this group are not pleased to be identified with negritude or blackness, be it by value, ideology, culture, ethnicity, or any other quality except by the accident of being in Africa, of existing on the continent. So, the only time that a Somali nomad or a pastoralist, and I have nothing against nomads, the only time he or she will accept to be an African, or she or he may instantly turn around from Arab to Africa, is if she or he encounters discrimination of identity, denial from that group. And I have seen this in Egypt. I have seen it in Saudi Arabia, and I have seen it in Canada. I'm a Canadian by, naturalization. You see? So in Canada, they come to complain. I was teaching at York University in Canada. ورنا على عبودك يا قال والله والله مثل كلا الصح. And I tell them, welcome to the real world. In Canada, I used to teach at York University. Some of my students, they come to me and they say, Prof, these white people, they discriminate us. This is not right. This. I said, yes, welcome to the real world. Because I have training for discrimination. You gave me. Back home, you gave me that training. To me, this piece of cake.
Okay, any other time, oh, I'm Somalian, oh, I'm Nigerian, oh, I'm Ghanaian, oh, I'm from, wherever. That is the biggest problem I'm having with this, because you're trying to say black people are being detained by ICE. No, the fuck we are not. It's Somalis that are being detained by ICE. And let me tell you, these same Somalis that you're trying to label as black people have already told not only black Americans, but every other African country and African person in the black diaspora that they are not black. They are insulted to be called black. These same Somalis you can find in any given diaspora war on this app or any other place saying they are not black. Don't even call them black. They don't even want to be identified that way. The only reason they're accepting to be called black in any kind of news article or any kind of, thing right now is because they're getting support and they want help. I think it's an insult to my people as black Americans for you to even try to call them black. They've already said they're not black.
Amigo, tem problema, amigo, eu não tenho problema, amigo. Hold on, me, man. Sorry. Move back. Out the way, Bills, out the way. Out the way. We'll get knocked down. Move!
As a Somalian who lives in Minneapolis, I personally adore all of the hatred coming our way right now, because I know Somalis who voted for that orange POS. And every bit of racism and hatred from that orange POS and his people, I just forward straight to them. Yeah, here's what they think about. That's right, boo-boo, you're not one of them. You're not one of them. That red hat you were wearing in 2024, you're not twinsies. You're not twinsies. Now, most of us have been here since the 90s and are kind of impossible to legally deport, but they're going to try something. I don't know what they're going to try, but they're going to try something, and Minneapolis is probably going to be burning again, so.
Thank you for watching our amazing channel. We would love to hear your opinion on this matter. Please like and subscribe, and lots of love to you and your family. Bye for now.